Cooperative Permanent Building Society proudly presents the Class of '83. And now, here's your quizmaster, Andrew Harwood.
Well, thank you. Good evening. Oh, what an audience. Thank you, and welcome to Civic Permanence Class of '83, where each week, of course, you will meet 6 students competing against each other for the right to enter our grand final, not too far off now, and win our major prize. And, of course, right throughout the series, we give you, sitting at home, the opportunity to win a cash bonus from Civic Permanent. We'll find out a little bit more about that later on, but right now, let's find out about the big prize from Frank.
Yes, Andrew, our grand champion of Class of '83 will receive this prize of prizes. The Advanced Personal Computer from NEC. The APC was recently awarded the title of Personal Computer of the Year. It features 2 8-inch 1 megabyte diskettes, and with the power of a full 16-bit 8068 processor, it's no wonder it's leading the Australian technology market with capacity, speed, and incredibly high-resolution graphics capability. The prize also includes a CPM 86 operating system, together with word processing and financial modelling software. Truly a Rolls-Royce of personal computers, and will offer our winner a real opportunity to do some very serious and high-performance programming and computation. This package is valued at over $6,000 and is supplied by NEC and these dealers. Civic Cooperative Permanent Building Society, proud sponsors of Class of '83, will present passbook accounts to the value of $500 to our second prize winner and $250 to our third prize winner. Civic, they do it all for you.
They certainly do, Frank. And, of course, that's not all. Tonight, our semi-finalists are playing for this magnificent prize offer from Citizen Watches. Your choice of one of these remarkable timepieces from the elegant Citizen range. The popular one is this Anna-Digi Temp model. It features a thermometer with memory, 3 independent time readings. It has day and date, an alarm, hourly chime, and a stopwatch accurate to 1,000th of a second. A true space-age watch available in gold or chrome. With Citizen precision and style, you too will be ahead of your time. And let's introduce once again, to keep an eye on proceedings, Dr. James Barclay.
Hello, Andrew.
How are you tonight, Doctor?
Well and fit, Andrew.
You really look fit, actually. I thought we should have a little decorum when we come to your introduction in the program.
Quite so.
Because you are an academic gentleman. And because I'm very excited, I wish I was the White Rabbit tonight. Because have a look at Susie Deacon, exactly like Alice in Wonderland.
Good evening, Andrew.
How are you, Alice?
Very well, thank you.
That really is your sweet little Alice blue gown, isn't it? Do you have 2 contestants to get us underway?
Yes, I do. From Melrose High School, Daniel Loverick. Daniel's back with us again following his success on his last appearance, when he won $250 worth of festival records. And from Marist College, Paul Smith. So far for Paul, a Canon calculator, a Parker pen, and a keen ambition to become a lawyer.
OK, best of luck to both Paul and Daniel. You know the rules. Straightforward question and answer type situation. If you think you have the answer, press the buzzer on the desk in front of you. 4 points if you're right, but a 4-point penalty if you're incorrect, I'm afraid. OK, we'll start you each off with 20 points. Up they go on the board, and we'll check the buzzers. Daniel. Hey, that's good. And how about you, Paul? Fine, here are your questions, and good luck, gentlemen. According to popular superstition, what animal is incited to anger by a red... Daniel. A bull. Right. What is the name of the body of water which separates Tasmania from the Australian... Daniel.
Bass Strait.
Right. What one chemical element is present in all silicates, phosphates and sulfates? Oxygen is the answer. In which country did a dainty dance called the minuet develop several hundred years ago? Daniel.
Italy?
No, it developed in France, actually. Which island in the South Pacific was colonised by a small detachment of people from the First Fleet only a few weeks after the fleet reached Botany Bay? Paul.
Norfolk.
Right. Party landed on March the 6th, 1788, in fact. On January the 8th, 1918, which US president proposed a 14-point... Daniel.
Woodrow Wilson.
Peace plan aimed at the settlement of the First World War. You are quite right. And time to go to the NEC catch-up board for the first time in the program, and we'll play our catch-up question. Daniel is on 28, Paul on 24, and we are playing in row 1 as this is round 1. Behind those panels, of course, categories, but behind one of them a Civic Permanent bonus, which could be worth 4 points. Daniel, you're in front. Would you select?
The blue, please.
Go for the blue. All right. And the arts is the category. Paul, you have the catch-up advantage. A 2, 4 or 6 value question you may take.
I'll have the 2, please.
Go for the 2. Right. Although it is not usually regarded as a member of any particular one of the 4 basic sections of an orchestra, the piano can be considered as belonging to 2 of them. Can you name either?
Percussion?
Yes, it can be considered to belong to the percussion or strings. Well done. I hope you're good on the arts, Daniel. You've got the 4 or the 6?
4, please.
Go for the 4, right. What nationality is the famous soprano Kirite Kanawa, who is a distinguished opera singer and performed an aria from Handel's Samson at the wedding of Prince Charles? Dame Kiri now, of course.
Japan?
No, New Zealander she is. Bad luck on that. Never mind, we'll move on, and at this stage, change in leadership with our catch-up question. 24 to 26, on we go. Which 19th century French author wrote the popular and exciting historical adventure stories The Three Musketeers and Paul?
Dumas.
Is quite right. What is the common name for the larvae of butterflies and Daniel?
Caterpillar.
Right. In July this year, which great Australian golfer suffered a tragic... Paul?
Newton.
Yes, very, very tragic accident too. Of all the rivers which flow into the Atlantic Ocean, which is the largest, both in... Daniel?
Nile.
Both in length and volume of water, it is the Amazon. Who is the supreme ruler of China, who was, rather, the supreme ruler of China during the years that Marco Polo was in the Far East? Paul?
Genghis Khan.
No, it was Kublai Khan. What special name was given to the small light umbrella which was commonly carried, Daniel?
Parasol.
By women to shade them from the sun? It's the parasol, in fact, and that's the end of the round. We'll check the scores. Viewers, I guess, Daniel, I wish you'd gone for that number 6 in the arts, because checking those scores, there's only 2 separating you, gentlemen. We have Daniel on 28, but Paul has got there with 30. Well done.
Yes, we do it for you. At the red, white and blue, you'll see a smile coming through, because we do it for you.
I'm glad Irene and I started saving for Civic Permanent. Over the years, we've had many accounts with the Society, our management accounts, we call them. But now we've retired, and our Civic Permanent monthly income account provides us with security. Each month we receive a Civic Permanent dividend check. Now the kids save with Civic too. Makes the Society a kind of tradition in our family.
It's really hard to beat the warm, secure feeling of owning your own home. Of course, it's not the sort of thing you can do overnight, but with financial planning and dedication, we can all do it. Jeff and I did it several years ago with the help of Civic Permanent. Today, Civic still helps us with our Civic Permanent term deposit account. Our money's earning good interest and it's safe. Yes, Civic really has done it for us.
Civic does it for you.
From Marucci College, Janina Jankowski. Janina, who is interested in Polish dancing, is following in her brother's footsteps. Last year, he was our grand champion. And from Waniesa High School, Nydia Islam. Speaking of brothers and sisters, Nydia hopes to join her brother, Amitavo, in the finals.
My word, and we wish you both well. A lot of keeping it in the family, we can see in the program. So good luck, Janina and Nydia, and we start you each off with 20 points. And let's check the buzzers. Janina, can we hear yours? Fine. How about you, Nydia? Both going well. I have your questions. Good luck to you. Which well-known character in the Arabian Nights became the possessor of a magic lamp? Nydia?
Aladdin.
He did indeed. In which country is more bauxite mined than in any other? Janina?
Australia.
Correct. Of sodium, potassium and calcium, which gives a violet flame in a flame test? Potassium is the answer. Sodium gives a bright yellow and a brick red from calcium. Which recent fantasy film is about a shard that was lost and a Gelfing who must oppose, Janina?
The Dark Crystal.
The will of the Skeksis. What in the hell is a Skeksis, please, Doctor?
Oh, you'd like them, Andrew. They're evil, loathsome, gluttonous, lizard-like sort of creatures.
Oh, so they're adjudicators, actually, the Skeksis, we've found out.
No. They're more like the pensive mystics, the adjudicators.
I see. We'll take your word for it, Doctor. On with the questions, girls. Elizabeth Farmhouse is the oldest building still standing in Australia. Who was the Elizabeth... Janina?
John MacArthur's wife.
That's right. In 1842, the war between Britain and China involving trading rights, especially those regarding an illegal drug, ended with the Treaty of Nanking. By what name is this war remembered? Janina?
The Opium Wars.
It is indeed. And time to go to the NEC catch-up board. We're playing in round 2, of course. And Janina's on 36, Nydia on 24. Janina, you have the right to select.
Blue, please.
Go for the blue, right up the other end, and why not? And mathematics is the category. Nydia, will you take a 2, 4 or 6 value question?
2, please.
Go for the 2. Not too keen on mathematics, eh? What special name is given to a rectangle in which adjacent sides are of equal length?
Right-angled?
No, just called a square. It is right-angled, but a square is the special name. The 4 or the 6, Janina?
4, please.
OK. In order that x squared plus 2x plus a shall be a perfect square, what must be the value of a?
Pass.
No. 9 is what we wanted. Can't give you a pass on it. We'll have to give you a wrong, but never mind. You're still in front. We have 32 to 22 at this stage and into the home run. Which American playwright is the author of such successful comedies as Barefoot in the Park, The Odd Couple, California... Nydia?
Neil Simon.
Yes, great playwright. What is the name of the large artery by which oxygenated blood leaves the heart on its...
Aorta.
Right. Which Australian newspaper and media magnate also controls newspapers in London, Nydia?
Rupert Murdoch.
And New York, yes. The Gulf of Bothnia and the Gulf of Finland are both arms of which sea, Janine?
The Baltic.
Correct. Which European country suffered the so-called Reign of Terror in the late...
France.
Yes, right. Part of the revolution or following it. Which mythical beast has a name whose literal meaning is one horn? Nydia?
Unicorn.
Is the answer, and that's the end of the round. And we'll check the scores. We have Janina on 44 points. Nydia, she got away from you, I'm afraid. You have 34.
As Australia's leading lights, these 7 building societies have formed a bright new star, the National Permanent Network, with $4 billion in assets. A network with extra benefits for every civic investor. And Civic remains a star in its own right, the brightest in the ACT. The National Permanent Network, Australia's new $4 billion superstar.
Not to answer the question, I gave the answer as 9. The answer, of course, is in fact 1, which the doctor pointed out in the break. Little typographical error. We're most concerned with accuracy, but of course typographical errors sometimes do creep through. That's why we rely very much on our reference sources like the World Book, which we use, of course, for the program. Sorry about that, but didn't make any difference to the scores anyway. Right now, we're going to make a difference to you, because you have the opportunity of winning $50 with the doctor's brain teaser. How about last week's question, Doctor?
Yes, well, last week we played a small amount of a speech, a very small amount indeed, of a speech from Hamlet, and we wanted to have you give us the next 4 words in that speech. And the words were, that is the question, and that is the answer. So we'll just hear that speech now with those words in it.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
And that is the question was the answer.
That's right, Andrew.
Good heavens, how confusing, Doctor. Did you know the answer to that? Are you confused? Somebody wasn't. We'll find out who our winner of $50 was.
This week, it is to be Peter Brook of Lee Street in Weston. Well done, Peter. You're the winner of $50, courtesy of Civic.
Congratulations. That, of course, was the question. Now, this is the question for this week.
This is the question this week. I'm going to tie a knot, and what we want you to do is to tell us exactly what sort of knot it is. Susie's kindly helping so that I've got something to tie the knot around.
Oh, it's a simple one. There.
Can anyone tell us what type of knot that is?
OK. Pretty easy one that should be for you. I'll give you a clue. One would think that Dennis Lilly would be good at that type of knot. If you think that you have the answer, all you do is write it on the back of an envelope along with your name and address, and you drop it into the nearest Civic Permanent branch to you. By 5 p.m. Wednesday, we put all the entries into a barrel. The first correctly answered one to be drawn out will receive $50 from Civic Permanent. Thank you, Doctor. Good trip down again, I assume?
Yes, Andrew, very nice.
Yes, you mentioned Transair last time. I was having a look, and they mentioned some of those resort islands that we were talking about.
Oh, you mean like Dunk or Hideaway or Great Keppel, those ones?
Marvellous they are too. Just part of the standards set by TAA. They introduced the Airbus and, of course, still setting the standards. They operate reliable daily services between Canberra and all Australian state capitals. With TAA, there really is a big difference. Let us meet our next two contestants. Susie, who is no longer tied up, has them for us.
From Derrimana College, Paul Cameron. Technologically minded, Paul has already won a Citizen watch. He'll have to watch it tonight as the competition hots up. And from Goulburn High School, Catherine Long. Catherine has a wide range of interests and wants to become an accountant. Let's hope her answers add up to success.
We certainly hope that your answers all add up to success, both Catherine and Paul. And we'll start you each off with 20 points, and we'll check the buzzers. Paul, can we hear yours? Fine. How about you, Catherine? OK, here are the questions, and good luck. Which Australian state is sometimes known as the Garden State? Paul?
Victoria.
Correct. What is the official language of Cuba? Paul?
Spanish.
It is. What is the chemical symbol for the element mercury? Paul?
HG.
Right. In which US state is the maximum security prison known as San Quentin? Paul?
California.
Right. Official name is the California State Prison at San Quentin. Which town on the Clarence River in northern New South Wales holds an annual Jacaranda Festival? It's beautiful. Held in the first week of November. It's great. Grafton is the place. On the 6th of August 1945, the Americans dropped an atomic bomb on the Japanese city of Hiroshima. On which Japanese city did they drop another?
Nagasaki.
Yes, a few days later. Time to go over to the NEC catch-up board. We're playing in the third row, and Paul, you're in front, so you have the right to select.
I'll have the green, please.
Going for the green. And behind it, a Civic Permanent bonus up to 44. Isn't that annoying, Catherine? Select again, Paul.
The red.
Taking the red. And the category we have for you is ancient history. Catherine, would you select a 2, 4 or 6 value question?
2, please.
Taking the 2 and playing safe. All right. What was the name of the Roman emperor in whose honour the 8th month of our year is named?
August. Can't think.
Well, I think you're on the right.
Is it?
Sorry, Don?
Augusta.
I think you said Augustus. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you said that. It was you had the August part right, so we'll give it to you. That's quite right. So you get the 2 points for that. And Paul, will you take the 4 or the 6?
The 4.
Go for the 4. Saul was the first king of ancient Israel. Who was his successor?
David.
Is quite right. Congratulations. Into the home run. He's in front there, Catherine. We've got a way to go. The Montagues and the Capulets are the 2 feuding families of Verona in which of Shakespeare's... Catherine?
Romeo and Juliet.
Is the answer that we wanted. Of the terms fat, carbohydrate and protein, which would best describe long woolen underwear? Paul?
Protein.
Right. Of which Middle Eastern country is King Fahd the monarch? Paul?
Saudi Arabia.
Correct. What is the capital of Bangladesh? Dhaka is the answer. In which war did the Roundheads fight the Cavaliers? It was the English Civil War. A cornucopia is literally a horn of what? Paul?
Plenty.
Is right, and you had plenty of right answers. That's the end of the round. And we'll check those scores. Paul on 60, Catherine on 26. He got away from you, Catherine.
Yes, we do it for you. At the red, white and blue, you'll see a smile coming through. Because we do it for you.
You know, being a teenager isn't all that easy. I always need new clothes, cassettes, records. I like to go out too, and that all takes money. So each time I get some spare cash, I put it away in my Civic Permanent Passbook account. And in no time I've got enough for that new dress and more. I guess Civic's great rate of interest helps a lot too. I hope I can save up for a car after I leave school. Going to the movies.
At last, our own home. It's taken some saving, but we got there. With hard work and the help of our Civic Permanent VIP deposit account. It gave us better interest than normal and didn't tie up our money. And with our VIP account, we qualified for that Civic Permanent housing loan. Civic, you've really done it for us.
Civic does it for you.
What injury is colloquially referred to as a shiner? Paul C.
A black eye.
Right. In which Middle East country is Hebrew one of the official... Janina?
Israel.
Right. What was the name of the third Germanic tribe which with the Saxons and Jutes invaded Britain in the 400s? Paul Smith.
Viscos.
The Angles we wanted in the 400 and 500 AD. What are the factors of the expression 1 minus y squared? Paul Smith.
1 plus y, 1 minus y.
Is exactly what we wanted. On what type of surface is the game of curling played, Janina?
Grass.
No, on ice, a level sheet of ice. A boy suffering from haemophilia would have an unusually great tendency to do... Janina?
Bleed.
Yes, he would. Which European country prints the name Helvetia on its Paul C?
Finland?
No, Switzerland on its postage stamps. Which great canal was built by Ferdinand de Lesseps? Janina?
Suez.
Is quite right, all doing well. And to the NEC catch-up board. And of course in this, the fourth round, we play individually and our contestants have the right to wager on known categories. Let's check those categories right now. And our master categories are cultures and customs, modern history, geography, words and mathematics. Paul S is on 20, Janina is on 28 and Paul C is on 20. And we'll have a look at the subcategories behind those. Then our contestants will have the right to wager 2, 4, 6 or 8 points on them. Paul, would you like to make a selection in row
history.
1? Modern history in row 1 you're going for? Still looking, of course, for the civic bonus. It's not there. Asia is your category. Janina in row 2?
Cultures and customs.
Cultures and customs. Yes, interesting one, I think. And you have the civic bonus up to 32. And behind that, we have the category, which I can't see. It's sports and games. Okay, and Paul C.
Modern history.
Modern history. Fine. Another historical gentleman. And space exploration is the category. All right, would you please lock in your wagers? And they can be 2, 4, 6 or 8. So if you would put those up now, I would appreciate it. And there we have them. So firstly, a question for Paul Smith. By what name do we know the forces who took control of Phnom Penh in 1975 and who, following the Vietnamese takeover, based themselves in the west of Kampuchea under the leadership of Pol Pot?
Phnom Penh.
No, that's the name of the city. They're the Khmer Rouge. The name of the forces, I'm afraid. Bad luck, Paul. Janina, for you. Customs and cultures and sports and games. What is the surname of the inventor of the popular cubes which feature an array of coloured panels?
Rubik's.
Right, which may be turned in different directions to align the colours. And we have Paul Cameron and modern history space exploration. What is the Russian word meaning traveller which was used for the first series of unmanned Earth satellites launched into space by the USSR?
Sputnik.
Right, that's what we wanted. Well done. And into the home run. What was the name of the plane which Charles Kingsford Smith used in making Janina?
Southern Cross.
The first flight across the Pacific Ocean in 1928. What is the literal meaning of the Latin words post-mortem? Janina?
After death.
Right. Who was the King of France when the first fleet sailed to Australia? Janina?
Louis the 17th.
Louis the 16th is the answer. What acid is the usual electrolyte in an ordinary lead-acid battery? Paul?
Sulfuric acid.
You just corrected yourself in time. The first complete answer was sulfuric, and that's what we must take, and you're right. After a remarkable ordeal, the name of Ray Boundy made front-page news this year following his rescue as the sole survivor of what sort of terrifying attack? Paul?
Shark.
Yes, a horrible shark attack too. Frightening. Which author has become famous for his book Roots, the saga of an...
Alex Haley.
Right. In which Southeast Asian country is the delta of the Mekong River? Paul Cameron.
Kampuchea.
No, Vietnam is where the delta is. And what is the name taken from the Swedish language which applies to the government-appointed commissioner who investigates citizens' complaints, especially Janina? Is what we were after, and that's the end of the game. And a good one, too. Let us check the scores. And, of course, we'll have all our contestants back in one of our finals. Paul Smith coming in third with 20 points and a little bit of up and down there, so there certainly was some movement, Paul. Coming in second tonight, receiving the Cannon calculator with 30 points, Paul Cameron. Congratulations. The winner of a great citizen watch with 44 points, Janina Jankowski. Thank you, Janina, and congratulations to you. And thank you for joining us. I believe you will not be back next week, Doctor. Or should I say you'll be back with your knots?
Very good, Andrew.
I had you worried for a moment, didn't I?
I was wondering when we were going to get a pun on that.
Yes, we'll
Naughty questions or something.
No, I knew you'd rope me in. We'll look forward to seeing you then. And you'll be back, won't you?
I'll string along, Andrew.
Oh. On that point, we better leave it. But we do hope we have the pleasure of your company again, same time next week, for more of Civic Permanent's Class of 83. Good night.
World Book Encyclopedia is our reference source for the Class of 83.